Hello, folks. Welcome to another episode of Trails into Reverie. I want to preface this with, if I sound off or wrong or whatever, yes, this is going to be a sick recording session, because I am a bit sick, under the weather, the whole shebang currently. So in the last episode we finished Chapter 1 of C's Route, which was actually really short. And we're going to be... Now we can jump into any route we want now, which is nice. So there's 15 acts. Hold on. Act 3/15, 3/17. Oh, it's the day. Okay. So we can jump into whoever's route we want. We started with Lloyd, and then we went to C, went to Rean. Let's jump back into Rean's route for now. Because why not? I don't think it matters whose route we immediately jump back into. I forgot I didn't bring up our walkthrough, because we don't want to miss anything. So, okay, so... I take it this is... No, not what I want. Walk through Rean's route.
We're finally here.
I think this is where we want to be at. Yep. Here we go.
Damn, is it 10 already?
Sure is. Heimdall's pretty far from Ymir.
Let me make sure. Okay, my recording's working good as well. Double checking everything. Been a while since I recorded again.
Our next target shall be the muck and mire that gathers in the Vermilion City.
So C's likely going to be around here.
The Vermilion City C mentioned can only be Heimdall, but the capital is gigantic. We're going to need some way to narrow our search radius.
You ask me, the racecourse in the Garnier district seems suspicious.
Do they now?
I know.
He just wants to gamble.
I'll save having fun till our work's done.
I'd be happy to take you anywhere you like once we've ensured Prince Olivert is safe. As long as it's not the kind of shady businesses I know you want to go to.
I got you. Can't very well go to him in uniform.
You're not in uniform right now, though. I guess we're going to have some dialogue breaks.
That's not the problem here, Ash.
Because of my outfit changes.
We can go for dessert though, right?
Of course. It'll be on me, even. Just focus on the investigation first. Let's start with Lady Arie, since she's agreed to speak with us.
To the training hall in the Leica district we go then.
Lady Arie. Vermilion Muck and Mire. Rean's Route Act 2. So yeah, it's been a couple weeks since I recorded this. I've been focusing a lot on Mortal Kombat, which I think actually I'm going to do a couple Mortal Kombat videos here and there. Just me playing online for fun. Just why not? The morning after learning from Major Claire of Crossbell's occupation, we sat about discussing how we should act. We also established contact with all the members of Class 7 that we could to inform them of the situation. First, there was the matter of Crossbell itself. We knew from the Major's intel that it was under the control of the former Governor General and his Ebon Defense Force. Anxiety over the region's welfare gnawed at us, but as it had been isolated from the outside world, we had no way to learn more. Indeed, there was little we could do on that front for the time being. Sadly, but we can rely on the Triple S for that, I could think. Then there was the matter of the search for Prince Olivert and his wife. Their whereabouts remained unknown. Furthermore, the Round of Seven system we had used to stay in touch over long distances relied on an artifact stored on the Courageous 2. And with the airship stolen, that method of communication was lost to us. Our only clue, then, was the message sent to the Intelligence Division by C. Vague as it was, the information was undoubtedly our best lead in unraveling the mystery of the prince's disappearance. With hope on the horizon, we set about dividing ourselves into several groups. Major Claire and Yuna agreed to head east to get a handle on the situation in Crossbell. That adds up. Meanwhile, Lord Matthias and Kurt would head west and rendezvous with the students of the Vander School. Muse volunteered to return to the branch campus to meet up with the principal and her fellow students, as well as seek help from other sources. So you're telling me I've lost quite a few characters. So who am I going to gain here in Heimdall? To join me, Ash, and Altina, I wonder. The others would all find ways to play to their strengths in aiding our cause. Meanwhile, I was to bring Altina and Ash with me to Heimdall to follow the trail left to us by C's message, which just works out great because this is two of the main characters I always have with Rean anyway. So this worked out great for me.
That is basically our situation as it stands. His Excellency also asked us to tell you that he hopes you'll be able to look after the hall in his extended absence.
Thank you for updating me on everything going on.
This is Kurt's mom, I think.
It's the least we could do. Your husband did a lot for us.
I am correct.
More
I was
like
pretty
put us
sure.
through the goddamn ringer.
All while shrugging off our attacks like we were nothing more than a bunch of buzzing mosquitoes. He sent Kurt flying off a cliff, too. I found him quite terrifying.
I do hope he didn't leave you with any lasting trauma.
Just a smidge.
Still, his is a measured hand. If he came at you that fiercely, he trusted you could handle it. I hope you can understand that he only did what he did because he saw potential in all of you.
We do, don't worry. Yeah, could tell he wasn't acting with any ill will. If anything, I'm the one with a reputation for being a stern disciplinary around here. Based on how often I see my students quake at the knees, I'd wager they fear me more than my husband. Let's not fight her then. We caught wind of that when we were here for one of our field exercises. Kurt's got some monster parents. Surprised the guy ain't half Tomitarian or something. In the time I spent with him, it was clear that there was much more to him than his stern presence on the battlefield. He was kind enough to share some wisdom with me too. Was he now? He's a man of few words, so that's very unusual. I can't picture that happening at all. Same here. Please don't speak rudely about the man in front of his wife, you two. Don't worry, I appreciate their honesty. Still, I'm glad to see that you all seem even more united as a class than you did when you were here last year. Do continue to look after Kurt, won't you? Of course. We would even if we weren't asked to. And if he wants... Oh, sorry. Let me take a second to breathe here. And if he wants help getting into the good kind of trouble, I'm his guy. Ahem. Getting back to why we're here. Has anything out of the ordinary happened in the capital recently? The students who were here have split up across Erebonia to search for information on Prince Oliver's whereabouts. As such, I'm not as well informed on the situation here in Heimdall as I would be, but there is one thing I feel is worth mentioning. What is that? It feels as though there are more people coming and going than there should be, especially given how there are no festivals or celebrations here around this time of year. It's making the capital feel more restless than usual, differently from how it did during the summer festival. It's as though there's something stagnant in the air. So something's amiss. I'll be glad to not have to deal with any more Calvert spies like at the festival, that's for sure, but stagnant air is all you're gonna get in the city to begin with. You feel anything out of whack, Schwarzer? Not especially, if I'm honest. I'm guessing it's relatively slight. Oh, it's a relatively slight difference, ma'am? Yes, it may even be just my imagination. You lived in Heimdall for a long time. If something feels amiss to you, it likely is. We'll keep that in mind as we investigate. I'm sorry I can't provide you with any more concrete information. I mean, stagnant air? We can work off that, right? There is one thing I can do, however. I'd like to introduce you to someone dependable to aid your investigation. Oh? Well, I say introduce, but you in particular know her very well. She should be here any moment now. You saying that means it's my sister, isn't it? Ah, there we are.
May I come in?
Yeah, it's Rean's sister. I know that voice.
I think I know who that is.
I suspected as much.
By all means.
Yeah, Elise. Elise Schwarzer, everybody.
Elise.
Hello, everyone. It's good to see you all again. The same to you.
So she's our little helper, huh?
Indeed. Sister to Rean, friend to Princess Alphen, and head of St. Astraya's student council, the noble Elise Schwarzer herself.
She's
The princess and Muse have
definitely-
already apprised me of the situation.
She's definitely very forward with her
So I
shit.
spoke with Lady Aurier and volunteered to aid you upon your arrival. I apologize if my behavior strikes you as meddlesome, but I am certain that I will be able to aid you in your investigation.
I'm sure you will too.
You do know more about the capital than any of us.
Rean's not
You're not
worse.
coming, and that's final.
But
Out comes the big brother.
There's still far too much we don't know about the situation here. Given that our enemies pilfered the name of the Imperial Liberation Front, we could very well be dealing with terrorists.
So, I mean...
Involving a civilian in this would be downright irresponsible.
so I'm just a civilian, am I? Just a no-good student without a mote of power to her name?
That's not what I'm trying to...
Oh, I think it is. But even leaving that aside, your blunt dismissal misses an important point.
And what point is that?
That the situation at hand doesn't relate to me, when I am Princess Alphen's dearest friend.
But that is that, and this is... this.
As we speak, she is racked with worry over her brother's well-being. Yet, as the matter is confidential, she has to feign a smile and act as though everything is normal. She cannot cast her responsibilities aside and aid in the search herself either.
Which we all know she would very much like to do.
And because she cannot, I will do so in her place. If I just sit by idly while she suffers in silence and do nothing to alleviate her burden, I won't be fit to call myself her friend ever again.
Elise.
Looks like you lose this one, Schwarzer.
You realize both of them are Schwarzer in this context.
If I may, I think you would do well to put your trust in her here. Her skill with a rapier is formidable.
That may be so, but...
I keep forgetting she does wield a rapier.
I have toiled long and hard to master the art of fencing passed down through our family. Of late, I have even grown under Lady Aurier's tutelage. And far from letting my pen rest while my sword hand improves, I have overcome many a challenge as student council president. I am no longer a cowering child in need of your protection, dear brother.
Well, how do you argue that now? And my
All
chin
right.
went through the coat.
Ash called this one right. You win.
Then,
We'll be glad to have your assistance. But if things get dangerous, I want you to do as I say. Deal?
deal!
Well, that was an easy deal.
I wish you all well in your investigation. Please, do be careful. Should I catch wind of anything you hear, I'll let you know immediately.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.
Then let us set off. I will do my best not to overextend myself and leave you all to carry the burden. But please, if you are truly in need, I hope you won't hesitate to tell me. For even I possess a strength that you can lean on.
Thanks. It's good to know you've got my back.
And the feeling is mutual.
Nice. So, we got Elise on our team, who probably has 0 equipment on her. So we should have some stuff left over. Evasion up by 2, because that was probably on Kurt. Well, if we somehow get Kurt back, we'll have to give it to him. And let's have her, I don't know, lighter. Prevent freeze, even though I doubt we're going to get frozen in the middle of Heimdall. We do have a warning here in the walkthrough, just so I just want to, again, preface, I just do it once in a while. Guess we're doing a walkthrough just so we don't miss anything, and there's a warning that says, absolutely make sure we get all the chests, recipes, monster notes, etc. before we complete this act, because we will not be able to come back to this area after we complete this act.
Okay.
So, anyway, I want to go to the private home. Is this all on this street? This must just be all on this street. There's just a little event in the private home.
Sure.
My turn.
Oops.
I'm ready.
Fuck, she's kind of tall.
I'm up.
It didn't say there was anything actually chest-wise or anything here. So, turbo mode. We're gonna go with, we're good. Time to explore the Alicia district. Let's fucking go. Let's see what to do next. We have to meet up with the rest of our friends who've come to the capital, but there's still plenty of time before our scheduled gathering. No point in rushing then. Shall we patrol the districts and gather some intelligence? That way we can meet with the others along the way? Given your familiarity with the area, that certainly sounds like the most efficient plan. It reminds me, apparently the violiner we're supposed to meet up with is from here. You mean Elliot? Right? Elliot hasn't been on tour, so he's been working in the city. Machias is from the capital, too. I take it they're both around, then. 2 people I don't use as much. Oh. Machias, Eliza, Toa, and Sharon. I hope they're all doing alright. I'm sure they are. For now, let's focus on what we can do. Are they all here? You're right, Rean. If they're all here, I know a couple people we'll be using on our team. So it said to go from south to north, so the private home must be down south a bit. So that's Reinveld and Co. This must be the private home. Okay, you can find 2 people to talk to them to get character notes. Oh, the character notes page. They won't get page 1 yet. Oh, I know these 2. If it isn't Rean in class 7, and this would be your younger sister, right? Hi, everyone. I never thought you all would be dropping in like this. Sorry to barge in. It's good to see you again. Emily, you too, Teresa. Teresia, probably. Hello, my name is Elise Schwarzer. It's a pleasure to meet you both. If I remember correctly, you both serve in the Imperial Air Force, yes? Are you here because of the incident in Crossbell? Good guess, but not quite. We're being transferred to the Joint Staff Office on recommendation from Supreme Commander Van Dyke. You are? That's great news, timing-wise. Though something tells me there's more to the story than that. Well, leave it to Rean to be as sharp as a tack. Something smells fishy, and it ain't the Valencia aqueduct. There's an aqueduct? Maybe there is. I don't remember. We'd love to tell you what we know, honest, but it's still being treated as with top secrecy, even within the military. We promise we'll compare notes with you when the time comes, though. Good enough for me. I look forward to it. With that out of the way, yeah, I'm pretty worried about what's happening at Crossbell. I know Elisa is probably okay, but the fact we haven't heard from her doesn't make it easier. Okay, no, they're all still in Crossbell. We're good. I'm with you. We're in the dark, thanks to the intelligence division being scaled back. It's so frustrating. All we can do is believe that she's somewhere safe right now and is okay. That's how I've felt too. I know the friends we have there will never lose hope, no matter how grim the odds are. I can't imagine the old Class 7 being phased now of all times. You're right, there's no point in wringing our hands right now. Let's just do what we can from over here for now. That's right. There may be tough times ahead, so look after yourselves and don't push too hard. In these games, there's always tough times ahead. So now we want to go to the Reinveld company and purchase a music box. This is all going to be for exchange later, I'm assuming. Also, I do. We have some shit to exchange. That's $2,000. And it's a equip item, so maybe we should put that on at least. We'll figure that out. Let's go to the art cafe. We're gonna learn a recipe. This is $3,000 out of my pocket already. You tried the recommended specialty? Oh. Then we can go to the Lake Lord Company and purchase a fishing rod for easier fishing. But I don't... If it's just for easier fishing, I don't exactly care if it's just to make fishing easier. So once we're done checking the buildings, head north and enter the Imperial Museum to trigger a scene. We're good to do that. How much is the fishing rod? Let's just at least take a look at how much this fishing rod is. It's $8,000. Oh, no. I don't care enough about that. Also, just on the in case, the Isengard range, okay, we did. I just want to make sure, yep, we got it all scanned. So we're still just missing the one thing. We're missing the dong from back a ways.
Should we check the Imperial Museum while we're here?
Why not?
Wouldn't hurt to poke our noses inside. My old upperclassman might even be on shift.
I think she's on shift. She's on shift quite often. Down around these areas. Oh. Again, sorry for the sniffles and the snuffles. Here we are, the Imperial Museum. There don't seem to be many visitors today.
If
if it isn't Rean. Haven't seen you around here since the branch campus's field exercises.
It's been a minute.
Hey, Dorothy. Good to see you. How's work been treating you?
Pretty good, all things considered. Actually, my publisher's been pushing me to become a full-time author after how well my latest novel sold. But I like my work as a curator too, so I don't think I'm ready to quit just yet.
That's great. Always nice to have options.
That is true. Always really nice to have options. And there's the other reason I don't want to go into full-time writing. I'd probably become a total shut-in. I'd miss out on all this. I find the best way to seek inspiration is to observe daily life, people watching, so to speak. Why, as I was on my way home from work the other day, I spotted a budding flower at the nearby cafe that caught my eye. My mind went wild, imagining the experiences that could end the precarious final days of his youth. I can't keep doing this. My nose is going to bleed all over my blouse again at this rate. It's no wonder why Her Highness sees you as a kindred spirit. Oh, and it's good to see you again, Ash. I've been wanting to give you an update about the joint publication between our old literature club and yours. All that's left is to gather a collection of poems by none other than yourself. Tatiana and I haven't given up hope that you'll submit them yet. Lay off, will ya? I told you, I'll do it when I feel like it. It's only a matter of time before he gives in. No doubt. So what brings you all the way to the capital today? Does it have something to do with the Ebon Defense Force group that occupied Crossbell? It doesn't seem like she's heard anything about Prince Olivert and Lady Shara. Yeah, something like that. By the way, is it just me, or are there fewer visitors here than normal? You noticed? Actually, the museum put a restriction on the number of visitors allowed at once recently. Something came up that has us concerned. Concerned? What do you mean? You remember the museum is connected to a tunnel that leads to Heimdall's catacombs, right? We've been hearing what sounds like voices coming from that direction lately. It's kind of scary. I would imagine. Do you think it could be monsters? Maybe, but if anything, it sounds more like a ghost, something completely unnatural. I dusted off my old Orbital staff to take a look down there before, but I didn't come across any signs of monsters. A ghost, huh? You expect us to believe that bullshit? Might I remind you that we experienced monsters in a magic night down there already? Not to mention there was the spot the dark dragon's nest appeared before the Great Twilight. This was the spot, sorry. Something abnormal happening again isn't out of the question. Come to think of it, Instructor Sarah told us she dropped by here a couple of weeks ago. I wasn't here at the time, but the head curator told me as much. There apparently was a break-in, so she came to investigate. I don't think it has anything to do with the noises we've been hearing, though. Perhaps, but it wouldn't hurt to keep it in mind. We should begin our investigation soon. I did put a formal request in with the guild already, but I guess they're swamped with other things right now. They said it'll be a while before they get around to it. That's a shame, but I'm not surprised that they would be busy. Right, but we can't just afford to let this situation go unchecked. Would you mind if we looked into it, Dorothy? Not at all. We would really appreciate it. Man, this is going to be a pain in the ass, but I guess it's better than letting this place get done in by a poltergeist or something. Whether the cause is paranormal or not, I think this will be worth our time. I agree. There's a possibility that we could discover something that pertains to our current investigation. In that case, you should take this. Receive the museum basement key. It's just over there, to the left of the main exhibit. Thank you, and do be careful. We will be. Of course we will be. Come on now. So we got the character note for her. Some noises. Yeah, it could be dangerous. This is a side quest, our very first one. It's not marked as a side quest because, well, besides the sub-event icon, but it's still on the list as one. I'll leave a link below. Recommend you wait until you get some more of your party members so we can make use of the unified fronts in battle. So we can come back to do this later. Once we get the side quest, go ahead and fast travel out and enter Vanquare Street. Okay. So I don't have to do this right now. We will come back to it. I do believe that will be better. Let's do this. I feel like it's just going to be best to give her that. What are we at for time on this episode? 24 minutes. Okay, you know what? Actually, I think this is a pretty good spot to stop for this episode. So please comment, like, subscribe. Tell me what you thought of this episode, what you thought of the start of Chapter 2 for Rean and Co. And we'll see you all in the next one. Take care till then, and bye-bye.